friends, and welcome to CJoy Yoga Online Studio and Wellness channel. Please forgive that I'm using my earbuds. The vocal quality might not be quite as good, but long story, I can't use my microphone this morning, so rather than not make you a video, I'm still going to make you a video. It's just going to be with the earbuds as opposed to the microphone. So this week I'm talking about how we are moving from late winter into spring and the changes that we want to make in our lifestyle. One of the changes that I suggest is we start to move with a little bit of rigor. Now we've been doing that a little bit through the past few weeks, but we're just going to make this a really beautiful, simple little salutation series, right? Short and sweet, but something that you can hopefully fit in maybe first thing in the morning or whenever that is. So standing up at the top of your mat, yeah, I know, standing, crazy, right? Go ahead and play a little bit, let the weight go a little forward, you're in the ball mounds of the feet, let it move a little back till you're in your heels and you're gonna fall over, don't fall over of course, and then go in between the two till you're right in the center of both of those. Some of you remember this work from the very first week of 2021, the feet, the foundation. Then as I root down through all four corners of my feet, I could say, or the tripod of the feet, right? Hopefully that helps my spine elongate. Eyes are closed for just a moment. And even though we're not sitting down with our awareness, it's still the same quality. If there's tension, let it go. Notice what's holding on. Does it need to hold that tight? Does it need to maybe work and contract a little more to lengthen the spine and keep you standing? Find that balance. And even though we're standing and contracting all these muscles, can you still find that beautiful soft belly breath? Inhale, open the eyes. And with your next inhale, you're going to reach those arms all the way up. When you get to the top, interlace your hands, make your little temple, right? And go ahead and lean over to the right, back to center, lean over to the left, back to center. Lean over the right, stick the left hip out a little to the left maybe, back through center, leaning over to the left, the right hip might veer over to the right a little bit. Inhale, neutral, exhale, folding in. Inhale, reach the chest forward. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your right foot and then your left foot back into plank. First one, let's bring our knees down and exhale down through your push-up. Pressing the tops of the feet. Inhale into low cobra. Now while you're there, right, we did neck work last week if you remember it. You're going to keep your shoulders away from your ears. You're going to turn your head to the right. Let your chin move towards the outer edge of your collarbone. And then let it follow the arc of the collarbone. So I'm keeping my cobra position. I'm playing with my neck. I'm rolling over towards the left, towards my outer left collarbone. I level my chin with my shoulder, and then I turn my head back to neutral. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to curl the toes under with the knees. First time, we'll move back to downward facing dog. And by the way, when I say first time, you can leave your knees down every transition we do this whole time. I'll up the ante as we move through for those who are looking for that. Bending the right knee, straightening the left leg a little bit. And change that. Bending the left knee, straightening the right leg a little bit. And then come back to center, bend the knees a little bit, sway your hips over to the right, lengthen through that left side body. Back through center, move the hips to the left, really lengthen through that right side body. Come back to center, one more piece. We're going to let our heels swoosh over to the right, and I come onto the inner edge of my left foot, outer edge of my right, and back through center, and move those legs, those heels over to the left, if that's okay with your body. Come back through center for one breath. Straighten the legs any amount, but keep the spine uber long. Inhale. On an exhale, come up on your tippy toes, look forward. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot. And if you need to add a couple extra steps, please do. Inhale, reach the chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale the arms out and up. You know you can put your hands on your hips the whole dang day. All of those variations are still there. Hands to the heart. Drop the hands down to the side. Inhale the arms up. We're going to do sun salutations, but I'm going to keep adding little bits and pieces. Bring your hands behind you. Interlace your hands. Bend the elbows. Move your elbows together like they could touch behind you. Inhale, opening up the chest. Keep your elbows bent for the variation today instead of straight arms. Bend the knees. Start to fold in a little bit, and when you fold in, instead of leading from your knuckles reaching up, I want your elbows to start to reach towards the wall in front of you, the wall your toes are reaching towards, right? And now move your elbows again like they could touch again, right? Take an inhale there, maybe the elbows lift up to the sky, aka shoulders away from the ears. Let the hands fall down to the ground. Hands on shins, reach the chest forward. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step your left foot back, and then your right. Knees can come down, or you can come forward on the tippy toes and come all the way to the earth. Press in the tops of the feet. Inhale up into a low cobra. Now stay there. You're going to see about either hands just reaching straight back behind you, upper body of a locust, or interlacing behind you. Both of them are really beautiful. If you interlace, today's variation, we're going to bend the elbows again. My hands are literally just resting on my tailbone, pushing my tailbone down. Move the elbows in together like they could literally touch behind you. Pull the elbows towards your heels side of the mat, away from your shoulders. And bring those hands back down to low cobra mode. With the knees, or curl the toes under, through plank, exhale back. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Now this downward dog, try a little more stillness. You can still bend the knees a little bit, lengthen the spine, and then working the legs towards straight. But just pause here instead of bending knees and all the extra stuff if it's available. Take an inhale. Exhale, come up on your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, step your left foot forward, step your right foot forward. Inhale, reaching the chest forward, any variation you need, always, always. Exhale, fold. No shame in taking variations. Inhale, reach the arms out, coming all the way up. Exhale, bringing the hands down. No embarrassment, no judgment. Bring the hands down, especially not against yourself, guys. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reaching the chest forward. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step, plank. If you'd rather jump, you're welcome to it. Exhale, coming forward, or knees down, coming down into the ground, or to chaturanga, and then curl the toes under. And if you're ready for an upward dog, take that upward dog. If you're not, low cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, and exhale. We're going to add on a standing series. Inhale the right leg into the air behind you and float that foot forward between the hands. Bring the left heel, not the knee to heel, down to the ground. Bend the right knee, windmill the left arm, and bring yourself up into warrior two. Yeah? We're going to go through a little series here. Turn the palms up, soften the shoulders down, really reach out from pinky finger to pinky finger. Now turn your head and look over the right hand if that's okay with your neck. You're going to bring your left hand back and try to grab your right outer hip, right? And pull it into the socket as you reach the right arm up, and then lengthen out of that right sideways, keeping the right thigh heavy. A variation of reverse warrior. If I push my left hand into my right hip, I can really roll that left shoulder open and get a shoulder opening at the same time as everything else that's going on in this posture. Now lengthen out over to the side, to that right side, either forearm down, or maybe you come down towards the ankle or the ground. Reaching that left arm up and see if that can reach all the way over, right? By all means, you could be using a block here if you wanted a block, yeah? And as you reach that left heel down, lengthen through the left fingertips. You're still pretending that left hand is hugging that right hip in for you. My right arm can help that right knee stay open, right? Inner groin length. Now from there, we're going to transition to triangle. So I'm going to ask you to reach the left fingertips up and come up out of it a little bit to begin with. Straighten the right leg. Imagine that hand is still helping that hip and that left shoulder is still rolling open. And then maintain that. You can do what I'm doing and actually do it too, by the way. Maybe you creep down to your block or to your leg or wherever that is. And you can always reach that left arm up if you joined me for that process. Maybe that head turns and looks up. But maybe it feels better to lead the head forward or to turn the head down, which is usually the softest on the neck. How's the neck feeling today? Why are you forcing it into things if it's a little sore or tender? And then inhale, come on up. Hands on the hips. We're going to turn the toes forward and turn out towards the other side. Inhale, arms out. Bending that knee, turning the palms up, soften the shoulders down. I'm gonna bring my right hand to my outer left hip, and I'm not mirroring today, I apologize, right? And I'm gonna hug that left hip into the socket, I'm pushing it forward. I'm gonna roll my right shoulder back, and then I'm gonna reach that left arm up and lengthen out of that left sideways to a variation of reverse warrior. Right? I can look past the left bicep-ish. Technically, it's exactly where I was looking when I was in warrior 2. And then I lengthen, 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 lengthen. I either bring arm down, hand on block, or hand on ankle or leg. I'm gonna try to reach that right arm all the way over. It's all the same stuff that we just did, though. Don't lose that just because we added something. Maybe I turn and look past my right bicep. Maybe I turn forward or I turn my head down if that feels better in my body. Take a breath. And then come up, I'll reach the right fingertips up, come up a little bit, right? Straighten that leg, and maybe you bring the hand back, but if not, imagine that that hand is pulling the hip in and rolling the shoulder open, and then maybe extend the arm, but maybe that's just feeling really groovy today. One is not better than the other. One is better for the body you have right now at the exact moment you're doing this dang video. Take a breath. Now we're gonna do something unconventional. We're gonna bend the left knee, we're gonna swing the hands down, and we're facing the opposite side of our room, of our mat. Exhale through your push-up, knee down or no. Inhale into your low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Breathe. Inhale the left leg up into the air behind you and swing it forward between the hands. Muscular action if you can. You're gonna step the right foot forward just a little bit. Bend the left knee, and this time when you come up, you're gonna face that back side. What was the back side of your mat is now the front side for a warrior 1. Bring the arms up, grab your elbow points, lengthen out of the side waist and the back waist. Maybe those arms reach up, maybe you make your temple, right? Or steeple, when I was a kid, what used to be the church and the steeple business, right? You're gonna go ahead and maybe you reach your fingertips up and over to the left a little bit so you get a little bit more stretch in that right psoas. Come back to center, hands on hips, straighten the left leg. You're gonna transition and turn towards the way you were just turning the the long side of your mat. Interlace your hands behind you. Bent elbow version today, right? Move the elbows together like they're magnetized. Begin to fold forward. Your toes are facing straight forward. Don't let them turn out like ducks. For this one, that's just hard on the knees if we stay that way and with all the weight. Moving the elbows in. Again, imagine me pulling your arm bones up and back so your shoulder blades move away from your ears. Maybe the knuckles reach off of upper back a little bit, but it's from the elbows today. I stay bent in my elbows the whole time. Really move those elbows together. Bring the hands to the floor. Inhale, come halfway up. Bend the knees, and you're gonna pivot. So now you're facing the original front, the OF. So that left foot moves back, the right leg turns out. I'm facing the short edge of the right side of my mat, right? I step my left foot in a little bit, and I come up into warrior 1. Same thing, other side of the mat. Other forearm in front. Lengthening, pulling up, 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 up. You can stay just like that. You might reach the arms up and interlace. And then maybe lean just a little bit over to the right so that you lengthen those muscles through that left side, hip, thigh, whatever you're feeling, waist, to really push that left heel down. Come up through center. Bring the hands down. Last push-up series. Step back. You probably have to lengthen it a little bit. Exhaling down. Inhaling your upper back bend, whatever one's right for your body today. And exhaling back. Downward facing dog. Notice what's going on in there. Now we're going to do 3 lion's breath from this, and if you're unfamiliar with it, I don't teach it a ton, I actually want to teach it more. I love it, I just always forget about it. It's just, we inhale naturally, neutrally, soft belly breath the way we normally do. And when you exhale, you're going to open your mouth, stick out your tongue, let your tongue go down like you could touch your chin. You're going to open your eyeballs as wide as you can, right? Your eyelids as wide as you can, and really like your eyes are going to pop out. Please don't pop your eyes out. So it's almost, I always think of the Mori, when the Mori dances happen and they their face. I kind of think of it like that. So take an inhale, you're going to sigh out the breath too. Exhale, lion's breath. I'll do it for the camera just in case. Inhale. Another one. Inhale. Neutral. Last breath and we'll move forward. Take an inhale. And an exhale, come up on your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale that chest forward. Bend your knees till you can get your fingers to the ground or a block. Walk your feet out the width of your mat. Go ahead and start to sink your hips down. If the toes need to turn out a little bit to do that, they can. Squat. You could also sit on a coffee table, a chair, a block, etc. Right? For my friends who it's available in your hippies, you're going to rock a little bit from right to left. Go ahead and one moment in the middle, push the arms and the legs together, lengthen the spine as much as you can. Coming all the way down to our buttocks. One more little piece that we've played with before. Long ways on your mat, you'll want the padding under your knees. Feet quite wide so that when I go from side to side, I'm in 90 degrees-ish, right? So you'll notice that as I go through my windshield wiper, I'm basically in 90 degrees, yeah? So my feet are pretty wide. If you're like, no way, sister, don't go so wide. Do what you can do, right? And go back and forth. Now some of my friends, this is plenty, and that's awesome. You can lean back, you can bring a little forward. Stage 2 is that one where I say maybe hands come off the floor, and we use a little bit more core in order to go back and forth. And stage 3 is, next time you go over to the right, maybe you come up onto your knees and your shins, right? And coming back down. And then the same would be true over to the left. And coming back down. And go ahead and explore that a couple of times if that's working for you. If not, you're just leaning back and you're doing regular old windshield wiper twist, which is still really brilliant for a couple of different movements in the hips. Internal and external rotation being two of the big ones, right? And finish off going to the left. The next time you go there, that'll be your last one, whenever that is. Coming down, letting those legs turn, I guess turn first, I'm letting those legs come out in front of you. Getting nice and tall and long. Folding in, long spine initially. Pelvis comes with you on the journey. Feet stay flexed, thighs move down. And probably your hamstrings are like, oh, hello. And I'd be like, hey hamstrings, how are you today? I love you. Inhale, reach the chest forward. But, you know, I talk to my body. A little bit of core on the way down. Move your hips a little bit over to the left. Extend the right leg out, bring the left knee into the chest. Right hand can come outside that thigh, left arm extends out, and move into one more slightly, probably bigger twist. Now, if this is like, no way, Jose, bend both knees, just do a double knee stack. But if it's okay, right? I still have a little bend in my right leg. I'm not working super rigorously. I'm at the end of my practice. It's time to cool down, so I'm not going to get all aggro, right? Now is not the time to do that in this practice. Sometimes I talk this pretty muscularly, but not right now. Bring the buttocks back down, feet on the ground. Move the hips to the right as center. Extend the left leg, right knee comes in, right arm extends out, left hand outer right knee maybe. And moving into that twist. Again, feel free to bend both knees. You can bend the bottom knee and leave it down a little lower. You can stack the knees and move away from the chest. But rather than getting really aggro and trying to work really muscular, force the right shoulder down, straighten the left leg. Again, we are almost in Shavasana, so is now the time to do that. Or maybe we can practice the art of, quote, letting go, right? Just softening. Not being so driven. Hips come down. Go ahead and move those hips to the center of your mat. And for just a short bit, but for just a little bit here, let's go ahead and let the body come into Shavasana. Your version of Shavasana. notice what you notice, right? I'm not saying you're probably going to be out of breath and no energy because you worked out so hard. Yoga's not a workout, right? It's a lifestyle. But hopefully, if you were feeling any kind of lethargy or stagnation or congestion or whatever that might have been, maybe, we feel like we're working towards balancing that, we'll say. Bring your awareness back to your breath. If you're chill at home and you're like, oh yeah, stay there. The video will be done in a second. You don't even have to get up and hit pause. You'll be okay. Those of us on a timeline, we're going to stretch our arms overhead or wiggle finger toes or whatever feels good in our particular body. Sometimes when I'm down on the ground, I'll add this in, especially this time of year, right? I'll go into a mini bridge and I will just shake my arms and my booty and my side waist and my legs and my shoulders, and I'll let my head just kind of sway side to side and reach my arms overhead and down by my hips and just work out and I'll shake 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 and I'll shake. Bring the hips back down and rolling to one side, pushing the floor away, coming up to an upright position, whatever your upright position is. Different things for different bodies. Hands together in front of the heart, inhale. Exhale, bow the head in. Take just a moment of gratitude. And just notice, when would this practice be a good practice for you to do? I mean, I can say this is a great practice as we move from winter into spring, but if your body's not feeling it, it might not be the best practice for you. What do I know about your body? Right? This is a general thing as we move into the spring. Namaste. Be well, friends. May your kapha melt and all the excess accumulated kapha of winter get out of your system so you stay well. I love you.